for being here. We've taken him out of retirement. He is here on the gong to break up these different rules in China, okay?
Alrighty.
So here we go. Go for it, Red. Thank you. Speaking in your native language in school as.
Yeah. So don't forget China's made up of a few smaller countries that didn't probably want to really be China when China asked them to be part of China, like Tibet and Taiwan and things like that. So I'm assuming speaking Tibetan or Taiwanese in your school's considered, bad.
That's bad. All right, next one. Thank you, Red. Wearing a shirt with Arabic lettered writing on it.
No.
Look, I get that one. I understand that because obviously, look, not all Arabic people are bad. But in China, yes, you are. That's what they're saying.
According to China.
According to China. Red, not attending mandatory propaganda classes.
Well, this kind of sums up this whole bit we're doing, doesn't it?
It sort of lends towards more of the communist side of things. So if you don't attend mandatory propaganda classes, you are copping the gong. As refusing to denounce your family members or yourself in these public struggle sessions.
What the
I don't know what that means.
What's a struggle session? That's me on Sunday morning when I realise how many cans I drank on Saturday night.
So are they saying, though, refusing to denounce your family members or yourself in these public struggles? So saying, now hang on a second, was that you standing in front of a tank with a plastic bag in 1989? Was it you? Was it you? Was it your family?
Could have been. Probably not, though.
Red?
Not Chinese.
Red. Performing a traditional funeral.
Okay.
So what's a traditional funeral? I would probably say digging a hole, putting the body in, covering the hole. Tradition or not?
I have no idea about the funerary rites of the Chinese people.
Do they need to maybe lay a bonfire and lay like Darth Vader on top of it, set it on fire? Is that not a tradition?
Lay them in a boat and send them out on the middle of a dam and shoot a flaming arrow in and Viking burial.
Is that a Viking burial?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
We did one once at a medieval gathering.
Yeah.
It wasn't a real person, though.
Did you really do that?
Yeah.
Did the arrow hit the boat and set it on fire?
After about the 90th arrow.
It would have been the 90th arrow.
It's still cool, though.
Let's move on. Having a full beard. Now, listen.
Well, Chinese people generally can't grow beards. They grow that wispy old man Fu Manchu moustache.
Like Pai Mei.
Like Pai Mei, yeah. So maybe having a beard means you're not fully Chinese. You've got part Westerner in you or something, and that could be like, spy!
So what happens if these hipster douchebags who go, you know what, it's actually cheaper to brew beer in China, I'm going to go over there and start a business.
And then
they're like, not Gandalf beard, because...
Like, dumbass.
Do you know the beards I'm talking about? Yeah. The ones that have got more bacteria in it than a dog's tongue.
Come with a free flannel shirt.
Yes.
Hopefully they get put into the education camps, stop being a tard.
Well, let's speak of tardery. Did you know, Az, that you're an extremist if you try to kill yourself when you're detained by the police?
What?
In China.
Read that again.
Okay, so you are seen as an extremist in China if you're trying to kill yourself when detained by police. Now, I don't know if the act of actually killing yourself...
Well, that's probably extremist as well.
Don't laugh, don't laugh.
Sorry, that's ridiculous.
Don't laugh. Okay, trying to kill yourself when detained by the police, you are seen as an extremist in China. I'm going to then add another one. I'm not going to... No, don't hit the gong yet, Red. Trying to kill yourself when you're in education camps is also seen as extremism.
It's kind of like a 1-2, that, isn't it? You try to kill yourself, detained by the police, you don't make it, you go to education camp, you have another crack, then you go to education camp. Like, yep. I don't know, I'm making that up.
All right, Red, go for it. As this just completely blows my mind with this one.
Righto.
Speaking with someone abroad via Skype, WeChat, or other, you are seen as an extremist by talking to someone abroad.
Well, that's fair. You should be using WhatsApp, not Skype or WeChat.
Is that the one that's controlled by them?
I don't know, but it's better than Skype.
I don't, this makes me not want to go to China.
You could be plotting against the Communist Party.
But there's so many lovely Chinese people.
Yeah.
And they live traditional ways. They cook
just ignore this shit and get on with their day.
Right, okay, all right. Being related to anyone who's done any of the above.
Oh, damn.
Like, would we call this a de facto friendship? Are we you know.
Where's this going?
Well, are we related? We're not related by blood. You know that. But.
Related by love of beer and dumb
Yes.
shit on the internet.
And doing dumb shit when we were young. This just doesn't make me want to go to China.
No, me old China plate. It really doesn't.
Look, as I like you,
Yeah.
but we're aging. You're no longer a fine bit of China.
Oh,
China.
no, I'm more the Macca's tray now.
Do you know what? Actually, I'm just going to reveal this to her. We used to live together. And I remember he was trying to cook a pork and got the shits. And with a cleaver, put something on a plate on the floor and smashed it and caused a permanent mark in the vinyl that was laid in the kitchen.
No, I was doing an interpretive art piece called Pork on Floor. Don't you remember?
No.
I sent out flyers.
You were
I
pissed.
grew a beard. I sent
You
out
sent
flyers.
out flyers.
Yeah, come and watch Pork
Shit,
on
did you
Floor.
write a zine about it as well?
I wrote a blog post before they were cool.
Well, all of those things that you did, you cannot go into China. You as they're stamping you no and sending you back to Perth. On that.
Ring the gong, Red.
This is The Burble with Benny and Az.
We've Red off. It's time for the speed round. Hit the bell. As we're about to lose millions of jobs to automation and robotic replacements. When iRobot came out, I thought, man, this is a bleak look on how we're going to be in the future and all that kind of stuff. A very bleak look. Well, anyway, the explosion of digital advancement over the last couple of decades has already changed the way that we are going to work forever. The same thing in these movies and all that kind of stuff is likely to happen over the next 30 years. Now, the most sought-after jobs, because everyone needs to work as...
Yep.
You got to work, I got to work, we got to work. This is just fun. This podcast feels like work sometimes and I have to listen to your shit. But the most sought-after
I'll get
jobs...
a robot in.
Yeah, good. The DJ 3000 from The Simpsons.
Don't praise
But
the robot.
The sought-after jobs of 2050 probably don't even exist yet.
Most of them are probably going to involve sex. I'm just going to put it out there now.
Really? Well,
We're going to have a lot more free time on our hands.
yeah.
Robots. Probably the robots will probably involve sex too.
You won't even need to use your hands.
No, you just get sex bot.
This is what they're now saying. So an AI psychologist is going to be one of the jobs that are going to be happening. So can you just imagine Hal from 2001: A Space Odyssey?
Or the house that fell in love with Marge. Remember Pierce Brosnan? Hello, Marge.
Wasn't there a movie that was made recently about that where he fell in love with a house?
Probably.
Some AI?
Yeah, I don't care.
Anyway, so they reckon that it's going to be an AI psychologist is going to be one of the ones where they'll actually sit there and talk and try, because AI will have a virtual, relationship with us.
I'm going to put that one in the what could possibly go wrong file.
Exactly right. You say the wrong thing, your client could end up being the Terminator.
Yeah, you're right. Or they could get the, John Q. Law around if you tell the psychologist something weird and freaky. Or, tell your wife that you're watching cam girls or some shit like that. I don't know what they are, but I'm assuming that's a job of the future.
They reckon another job is going to be Chief Productivity Officer. Now, these exist now.
Yeah, but I've met some chief productivity officers that had less personality than a robot, though. So this might be an up.
Well, they reckon that the CPO that they've actually brought it down to can effectively boost workplace productivity by overseeing the organization's technology services. So basically they'll be saying, computer, you don't work hard enough. Work harder!
And then the computer works harder, and then it turns into Skynet. What could possibly go wrong?
Quantum data analyst.
All right, I'll wear that one. That's fair. We
Yeah.
haven't really got quantum computers yet. They'll come along, and it's probably going to be too fancy for mere mortals to work out unless you're at Stephen Hawking level shit. So getting a robot in to do that's probably cool.
Get the robot in. Skipping a few here. Drone manager. Now,
Okay.
wouldn't you love to be a drone manager?
Yeah, actually.
You basically manage a whole bunch of no AI, just fly, drop this shit off. The skyways are going to be amazing by 2050. Are we going to have flying cars, you think? Flying from your messiah, friggin' Elon Musk? Are we going to have fly...
Look, even Elon knows that that's a bad idea. You give humans, which half the time are drunk, the ability to fly
Yes.
a 2-ton machine at high speed in 3 dimensions rather than 2 is a bad idea. I don't think flying cars is a good idea, unless they're driven by a robot, I suppose. As long as not a drunk robot.
What they're saying is that drone managers will be responsible for tasks such as overseeing vehicle-to-vehicle communication, collision avoidance, and assisting with safe landing coordination. Here's another job that they reckon is going to be out there, and I reckon this is true. Elderly yoga instructor. The number of people aged over 60 in the world is projected to be about 1.4 billion by 2030. And that's only, 11 years away.
Why did you say that?
Because it's only 11 years away. Do the math on it, dickhead.
I don't want to do the math.
Well, do it.
It was 1996, only a couple of days ago. And it was a better time.
Someone's been on the sauce. Now, look, alongside the growth of the older population is the growth in popularity of wellness and holistic health. Okay, so more and more people are looking for natural ways to look after their unit, their rig, their bodies, reduce aches and pains and improve their quality of life. As a result, I reckon in 2050, the aging population will have embraced the yoga market as a gentle option for keeping fit and healthy. Cornering the elderly wellness market could be a savvy opportunity for entrepreneurs.
Like Elon Musk.
Although,
I'm going to put this one again in the what could possibly go wrong file. Imagine if the yoga bot had one of the motors in its arm or something go wrong and it bent over backwards or did some impossible pose and all the oldies just went...
Jesus. Nice sound effect. What I'm concerned about, though, is have you heard of hot yoga and hot naked yoga? You don't want to see... Basically, hot naked yoga for elderly people.
What?
This is what I'm talking about. Elderly yoga instructor.
Hey, you're on hot naked yoga.
You are stopping my joke. Just shut the up so I can tell the joke. Ready to go?
Okay.
Elderly yoga instruction. Hot yoga is where they increase the temperature in the room, so you do yoga and you sweat, so you're doing all that kind of stuff. Then there are now people doing hot naked yoga, okay?
Okay.
All right. Now, get the elderly involved, so it's elderly hot naked yoga. All you need to do if you want to see hot elderly naked yoga is just go and watch the box where they store the chicken at KFC, and that's what you're going to get when you duck down the elderly hot naked yoga. That didn't work. Moving on. Part of this speed round as well, if we're going to talk about jobs that are obsolete, did you know, that academics from the Oxford Internet Institute found out that at least 1.4 billion of the Facebook site users, of their 2.3 billion users, are going to die before 2100, with the number of dead overtaking the living by at least 2070.
Okay.
A virtual gravesite.
Well, that's what it is now. That and chain emails.
I like Facebook. I've got to tell you that I like it. I don't like the shit that they've added to it, though.
Just leave it alone.
Mate, what's his name? Zuckerberg, mate.
He's an alien. You seen him at that congressional hearing? He hardly blinked, and he's like, I want some of that human water, please.
Now, are they going to rename Facebook? Should it be Gravebook?
Gravebook.
Do you think that
everyone ends up here when you die?
Do you think that there was talk that they reckon that they were able to capture somebody's consciousness digitally? And then have it there.
I've heard nothing of this.
Well, was it a movie or I don't know.
Okay.
I've had beers.
Yep.
The social media site that said recently more than 30 million people view memorialized profiles on the platform every single month.
Yeah.
30 million people.
Well, they want to see their loved ones, I suppose. It's a good place to photos of loved ones and stuff, I guess, because it's stored, it's in the cloud. You can always pick up your phone and go, remember, Spot the dog, here he is.
See, we've got a number of friends, shared friends, of course, that have passed away, and it'll come up with their birthday every single year, or it'll be the anniversary of not so much the anniversary that they passed away, but
when it was memorialized.
No. So a birthday comes along, and you go, it's such and such's birthday, and then you'll just send a message to that page, and the person's not going to obviously read it, but a whole bunch of people are sending it to them, and that's when Facebook realizes that obviously it's a memorialized page. I mean, I don't know if there's a phone call you can make to them saying, look, my mate died. Can you make that a memorialised page? I don't think they do that at all.
No, there's some sort of request system, I believe.
There'd be some type
Yeah,
of
I don't know.
algorithm or anything
Yeah.
like that. But by 2070, though, as 1.4 billion people are going to be dead on Facebook.
Well, I reckon by